What's up, brother? Okay, it's Sunday night. It's the 27th. We're winding it down here. So I picked another one that I've seen many times, and I just wanted to review something good again that I really, really liked, and that's 1973's LEMORA, A Child's Tale of the Supernatural. Cheers. So this is a movie that I only discovered through when, Jesus, I can't remember what years it was, but when DVDs were really when all these companies are releasing just movie after movie you've never heard of. And I think Synapse did it. And I also read about it in Fangoria. It just looked interesting, sounded interesting. I was buying just, kind of whatever they someone said was good. And I'm glad I got this one, but I lost it somewhere. I think I lent it to one of my friends and just never got it back because I still had the case. And then another friend, one of my contacts, Zine, he sent me a bunch of burn movies. LEMORA was in there, but then it stopped working. But it was on Tubi. I haven't seen LEMORA in a while. And I watched it yesterday, and it's just great. From 1973, and if you'd have said 83, I would believe it. It looks, the quality is good. On the DVD, it was really good. But I remember they showed it, I think it was on Turner Classic Movies. They showed it one night, and it was a bad quality copy. But now I kind of wish I had that, just because, like sometimes you see a movie on VHS, it doesn't look so great. Then you see it like all cleaned up. They're almost totally different movies. So it starts out not at all like from what it turns into. You see a guy, like a gangster, he busts into a room and he blows two people away in bed. Turns out it was his wife with her lover, and he's a gangster. Lee, because the main character is Lila Lee. It's her father, and he's like some gang. I think they call him the Devil Lee. And she's she's living at a church with this reverend, and she's like the angel of the church. She sings in the choir. Everybody loves her. She's Lila Lee, and everyone goes to church just to hear her sing. She's like a very innocent and a beloved member of her community. Then so her father goes on the run, and he winds up in a city called Astaroth. That's where LEMORA lives. I don't know if you look at the cover, it's got Lila on the cover, but it's LEMORA, so you think she's LEMORA, but no. LEMORA is this lady who kind of reminded me of a harder looking Sigourney Weaver. Even kind of sounded like her too. So she kind of takes the gangster Lee hostage or captive, and I think she sees a picture of his daughter and just becomes enamored with her. And she has him, or she writes a letter to Lila saying her father's dying, and he wants her to see him. He wants to see her before he passes away. So Lila sneaks out in the middle of the night. She has her suitcase, and she's running around. It's very fairy tale-ish. And she sees a guy like get out of his car. He's gonna pick up his girlfriend, and she's like, "Excuse me, mister, could you give me a ride to the bus stop?" And he's like, "What are you doing out here at this time of night?" He's like, "You better go back home." And he looks at her. He looks her up and down. He's like, "Before I change my mind." And I was like, man, and this is just the beginning of how people treat Lila. So when he goes, like his girlfriend's all, "Come on in." So she jumps in the back seat and hides. And the girl comes in, and like he's like, "You'll never guess who I saw." The sweet angel Lila Lee was running around, and they just start talking. Oh, she's so perfect is what she's doing. And they talk about how she lives with the Reverend, and then it's talk about her sexually and how like the Reverend's gonna take it from her, and then when they get to town, she jumps out of the car and she's just walking around town. There's a cool song playing, and just every man that sees Lila is just leering and just ogling her, and not they don't ever threaten her, but all the men are staring at her. There's a guy like beating up his girlfriend in front of a bar or something, and he sees Lila, starts going for her, and I think she just quickly walks away. She goes to the bus stop. She wants to buy a ticket. The window attendant is leering at her and insinuating stuff. She wants to buy a ticket to Astaroth. He says, "You can't buy a ticket. You just wait here, and the bus driver, he'll drop you off. Like, pay him." So she does that, and this whole scene is very atmospheric. There's a lot of blues and purples and blacks. It's just really dreamlike. I really, really like it. So she gets on the bus. The bus driver, he doesn't really leer at her too much. He's just too. I think he's too busy being an alcoholic and messed up in his life. And so he's taking her to Astaroth. She's the only person on the bus. Something goes wrong with the bus. He has to get out. Then he gets attacked by these like monster men. I read a review or saw a review, and someone said that the director Richard Blackburn, he wrote and directed this. He wanted to add like a Island of Dr. Moreau quality to this, and I guess these are like beast men. They just live out in the forest. So Lila Lee, she makes it to Astaroth. This old lady finds her, this witch-looking lady, and she puts her in like a hut outside and keeps her locked in there. And there's a part where I guess Lila's been in there for about a day, and she starts going stir crazy. She's walking around in a circle, and she's like, "Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lila Lee. I live at this address." And she's like, "Please, hello, hello." And so that's probably what a kid would do after a while. They bring her out, and Lemora is just in love with Lila, and she wants her to just live with her. Lemora is a vampire, and she's like slowly trying to seduce Lila, but Lila's she's like just holy person. She wants to be good. She doesn't want any part of this vampirism blackness that Lemora lives in. Lemora has a bunch of little children. She's turned into vampires. And they don't reveal that Lemora is a vampire right away, but you can tell the way she looks, the way she acts, the way she talks. She looks great, Lemora. Very great character. And slowly she's just trying to induct Lila Lee into being a vampire. That's pretty much it. I guess it is kind of slow. There is a little, not gore, but you see some neck rippings, burnt. Some of the beast men get burned. They fight each other. They look cool. And then there's these like other vampires that they look like monks, not monks, kind of like priests. They were all in black and got the big wide brim hat. But they seem to be all in service, or at least like Lemora is the leader. So there's Lemora, and then her children, these priest vampires, and then the beast men, and they all want Lila. And then the Reverend, or the priest she lives with, comes looking for her, and he is the writer-director Richard Blackburn. And this is the only movie he ever did, and it's really good. I need to get another copy of it. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth your time viewing. It's on Tubi. I would give it a 4, maybe even a 4.5, because it's just so good. It made me think of like other movies. It kind of has that dreamy, hypnotic quality, but I pay attention to Lemora. like Shockwaves, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, um, something else. Like I'll put them on, not pay attention. I don't know. LEMORA just grabs my attention. The actress Cheryl Smith. She was born 1945. She passed away, I think, 2005 from drugs. She's like, I don't know how. Oh, I think she's 17. No, wait. Okay, so she's born. No, maybe she's born in 55. Yeah, she was born in 55, so she was like, yeah, 17 or 18 when she did this. She looks a lot younger. Like, you could say she was even like 14, 15. She had been in a ton of movies. I even read she was in The Runaways. That she was in 2 Cheech and Chong movies. She was in The Incredible Melting Man. What else was she in? I know I saw her in like a woman in prison movie. She definitely has a look and a presence, even as a young person, and when she got older. Just yeah, and that kind of like her tragic life almost bleeds into the movie. Makes it, I guess, more sad. I mean, it seems like I guess she had a tough life, but makes the movie better. This is put on some like indecency list. There's nothing other than everyone wanting to take. Yeah, Lila Lee, she's just like this bright thing, and everybody wants to destroy it or darken it. It's weird how they look at her and they're like, I want to hurt that, or I want that, or I want to destroy it. Very weird, but great movie, great Halloween feel. Just dark purple blues, the vampires, the monsters. It's just almost what it wants to be. I think it totally achieved it, and it couldn't be any better. Like, it doesn't have to be gory or whatever. LEMORA achieved it. I really like it. I hope you watch it if you haven't seen it already, and I think it'd be worth adding to your collection. So man, I put it in the freezer. It's cold, but that's good. So we got a couple more days. Tomorrow's the 28th. I got like 4 days left. So we'll see what I can do. Until then, I got some other movies that I'm watching, and I'll see you then.